gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, MLW Rewind is back. You didn't think we were going to just stop when the season finale happened, did you? Nah, we're going to do our own version of the open draft. And I got a special one. I'm joined by my podcast life partner, Uncle Bobby B. Say what's up to the people.
Hoi, hoi.
And we are also joined by one of my favorite half podcast team, one member of the Dirty Heels. They are not your average podcast. Please welcome to MLW Rewind, good brother Bove. What's happening?
Yo, what's good? Appreciate y'all. Appreciate both of you guys. You already know I'm the DOE, good brother Bove, one half of the motherfucking Dirty Heels podcast. Hashtag Dirty Heels Finders. We here. We on deck like a ship, man.
Damn right.
And Dirty Heels are awesome.
Well,
I don't listen to a lot of other podcasts, but I listen to Dirty Heels.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you, man. Next time, also, man, definitely.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? It's been you and I, you, me, and Kenneth. We've pretty much been down since day one. You guys and I connected very early on in the early days of Straight Talk, and it's been a steady, great relationship. I've watched you guys grow and knock it out of the park. You guys have been down with Straight Talk from day one. You're actually one of my early subscribers when I was like 20. I was 21 and 22. Was a Dirty Heels, Bove, and Kenneth right there. So much appreciated on that. All right, Bove. Let's kick it off. So the rules are simple. I asked everyone here to pick a top 5 in no particular order of members, free agents we want to see in MLW for the open draft, plus 2 honorable mentions. So due to time constraints, let's just go like this. You give us a name, give me a 90-second rundown of why, and move on to the next. And then we can have a little 5-minute debate when it's said and done and move on to the next list. So brother Bove.
Yo, I'm gonna start it off like crazy. I'm going with my man, our Dirty Hill hardcore champion, Mr. Blaze Haram, man. Feel me? Our last favorite, number 1, man. Yo, me, I could definitely see that man a member as Contra. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I could see him, you feel me? Him, Davari, Yusuf, Batu doing their thing, tearing it down, man. So that's one of my number 1 reasons why I could see Blaze Haram at MLW, man. He'd be a perfect fit.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Are we going number 2? I'm going with my boy Nikolai White. Feel me? For those of y'all don't know who Nikolai White is, the young boy is good. Drink more water. I could definitely see him as middleweight champion. Feel me? Or a member of Justice. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, such good shit. Feel me? And I'm gonna go with number 3. I mean, Gio Galvano. Feel me? He's the GSW Soul Syndicate champion, of course. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I can see him going head to head with not even Jordan Oliver, Leo Rush, Gringo Loco. Like, I could see matches like dream matches like that going on, man. Like, so I think he's a perfect fit. Feel me? And I'm not going to I don't even see him as middleweight, you know what I'm saying, material. I see him as MLW champion, you know what I'm saying? So, feel me? I can see him and Hammerstone shaking it up, you know what I'm saying? Feel me?
I like it
and
a lot.
I go with number 4, man, and this is crazy, and this is a dark horse, man, and he deserves his due, man. JT motherfucking G, man. Feel me? Yo, yo, I can see JTG, man, just fucking shit up, man. Of course, I see him as heavyweight, middleweight champion. I just can see him go head to head with anybody, man. He has the perfect tools. He's good on the mic, man, and of course, he's going to carry the banner strong for MLW. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to go now, number 5, man. And this is the all-father, man. I'm going Darius motherfucking Carter, man. I can see Darius Carter, man. Like, just the personality. You feel me? I can see him on commentary. I can see him backstage. I can see him heavyweight champion. Like, Darius has all the tools, man. Like, when I mean all the tools, man, like, come on, man. Feel me? Like, you'll hate to love him. You'll hate to love that guy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to go, here's my honorable mentions, man. He's a former former MLW superstar wrestler. I'm going CW Anderson. Feel me? I recently got to interview him like a couple of months ago, man. He's still going strong, man. CW Anderson, I can see you coming back, man, tearing it down and actually being one of the MLW originals to get a title shot. Because you have yet to get a title shot. So I could see CW Anderson coming for what's really his. You know what I'm saying? We could see the Fusion era versus the Underground era. You know what I'm saying? That'd be dope, man. That'd be fucking dope. You know? And I'm going to go, this is my last honorable mention. Dirty motherfucking daddy, Chris Dickinson, man. I ain't gonna hold. I can see him as a member of Team Filthy. Team
Oh yeah. They would just go together so naturally.
Together. You see them in New Japan Strong, man. Why not bring it over here to MLW? You know what I'm saying? Like I can see again, Dirty Daddy, heavyweight champion, man. I can see him go head to head with Fatu. You know what I'm saying? I can see him depart the LA Parker in them. Like it don't matter, man. First of all, MLW roster is not that big anyway, so they use what they have. So why not bring some dudes over that's already, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it be, man. That's it. That's my 5 mentions.
Well, I could say this much right here is that that's it for this episode, guys. We've got our list of the open drafts. There's no one else to discuss. Peace. No, I'm not going to say that. No, we have other options to make for sure. But Bove, when you sent your list to me yesterday and I was putting all the pictures together, I'm like, Jesus, okay, I have to take this person off mine. I have to take this person off mine. I got to this fucking guy's pick like everybody, man. I had to get creative.
But you did the same shit to me though.
Y'all did, and I commend y'all both on. Y'all did something with y'all, man, and y'all thought about the women's the fucking vision. Y'all did something. I didn't think about that just right away. I'm like, hold on, I want to take one of my picks back. You know what? Let me leave it the way it is.
No, but your list makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense in every aspect of the word. You've got members that can fly solo, guys that can fit very nice into the factions that are already set up, and one thing we've never seen yet on MLW, which your idea about injustice makes so much sense. We have not seen an internal battle within a faction yet in MLW history. So if you put the young GOAT, Myron Reed, who we've had on MLW, great guy, future star, future Hall of Famer in almost every category. You put him up against, you know, like you said, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing the name wrong, Nikolai White, or even Giovanni Galvano. There's nothing wrong with either of those matchups. And to have that internal combustion aspect happen and then possibly break apart a faction, but see if a faction can rise above if a title changes hands. I love the thought process there. And that's why I'm going to give your list 5 out of 5. There's no debate in there. There's no debate in there.
A solid list.
Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all, man. And it's crazy because it took me a little minute to think up this list. You feel me? Like I tried to think outside the box. It's crazy. I even went to some of my old interviews. I'm like, yo, these guys are not good enough.
So, Rob, what are your thoughts on Bove's list?
Oh, that's a solid list, and his reasoning behind everyone was perfect because they would all fit into either one of the existing factions or they'd create some sort of new drama. They all fit the style. Like Chris Dickinson, man. Chris Dickinson and Tom Lawler, imagine them two just beating the shit out of people. Well, not even fighting each other, just beating everyone else. We
don't have to wait too long to see Chris Dickinson take on anybody from MLW because that's the main event in mine and Bove's, one of our new favorite promotions, GSW. And Hammerstone and Dickinson are going to tear the fucking house down at Catalyst. And shout out to my boy Brandon Niscari, our boy Brandon Niscari, because I called him when I did the interview with him. I mean, Court Bauer's the mad genius. But I called fucking Brandon Niscari, the Wizard of fucking Oz, because he put together some dream matches, and it's only their second pay-per-view. What does that fucking tell you? And it's a $15 price point. So if nobody's jumping on that shit yet, you'd be stupid. May 22nd, shameless plug, GSW for life. For fucking life.
Let's go.
All right, Robbie, Uncle Bobby B.
All right.
Your time to shine. Give us your list.
All right. So first one, I got a Buffalo boy. We've seen him on, last year he was on NXT and AEW, Red Death, Daniel Garcia. He's not a huge, like, physically guy, but he's bulking up. I know he's been putting weight on in the off time. He's solid. He can work hard. He can work technical. His selling is really good. He's a great character. I think he'd be a solid fit in MLW. He could have some real good matches there. Second guy is, everyone knows this guy, Lee Moriarty. Lee Moriarty is the fucking shit. And I love that guy's attitude. If you read up on him, he's like, I'm not in a rush to sign anywhere. I want to help the independent scene. Like, it's given so much to me. I want to give back to it. And I'm like, that's like, yeah.
Tiger style, baby. Tiger style.
Tiger style, exactly. Like, that dude is, he's gonna be a star. He's ready to go. I know he's being watched by everyone. All the big promotions are watching him, so it's just a matter of time. But for MLW, I think he would just slide right in and he could do some. Imagine him at a match with Myron Reed, right? And that's the thing, he can work with anybody too, because he can work any style. He can high fly, he can work technical, he can do so. He's solid. That's a lock for me. Next guy we got is partial to our Canadian boys is Mike Speedball Bailey. Not a ton of people know Speedball Bailey because he couldn't work in the States due to some work visa issues, but he did work in Mexico. He worked in Japan. He works a really stiff martial arts style. His knees are fucking devastating. He does like a shooting star press on his knees, like oh, it fucks you up. I've seen so many people take that move, and I'm just like, oh god, man, like no. And he's phenomenal. So I think now his work visa issues are clear. He's good to work wherever, and you're gonna see this guy all over the place now. He's just gonna light it up. Thank you. Next is another local Canadian boy. This is a guy I really like, the name of Aiden Prince. He's done Prince City, baby. He's done some work on Impact. I believe he has like a part-time contract with Impact. He's like a smaller cruiserweight style guy. Fuck, I've never seen this guy have a bad match ever, and I've seen him wrestle live at least a dozen times. He's got the cleanest 450 in the business, period. It's just art in motion when that guy jumps. And for me, I think he would be so good in MLW. Like, to think of him having a match with Zenchi, like,
fire.
And on that tip is another guy that's just doing flippy shit, because I love my flippy shit, and that's Mac Ninja. And if you haven't seen Mac Ninja, where you been? Because this guy is like Instagram highlight central. Like, he's just flipping, and you look at him and he's almost like Gringo Loco. Like, this guy shouldn't be able to do this shit. Yeah, and he's doing like corkscrew fucking moonsaults and just like, wow, man, like what skill. So again, another guy I think would slide right into MLW. He could have some amazing matches, middleweight matches, even if I throw him in there with anybody. And last I got my two honorable mentions. One of them is Mr. Monday Night, the king of the one night stands, Jock Sampson. Ooh. And Jock's a great character. He can go too, but his style, his comedy style, I fucking love it. I think he's a great dude, and he's just a solid guy, like in real life as well. So I would love to see him get a shot to shine on a bigger stage. And going with the women, I got to give a shout out to Alley Cat. I'm a big fan of Alley Cat. I've seen her work a bunch of different styles. I've seen her get busted open and bloody. She's an intergender match specialist. I've seen her wrestle men. I've seen her wrestle women. I've seen her do comedy. I've seen her do hard shit. Like, she's a really well-rounded wrestler. She's got a lot of personality. And I think if she got more chance to shine on a bigger stage, she could definitely turn some heads.
Yo, man. Yeah, I want to pick a female, man. I want to pick a female.
Go, do it.
Well, don't worry, because if we do have some time, which I think we will, we're going to get into some other options and ideas. We can debate a little bit on who else we might see. So you'll get your time to shine, Bove. But Bove, since you're on the subject, what do you think of my boy Uncle Bobby B's list? What do you think?
Yo, oh man, crack, man. Like I said, man, I put my list out, then y'all put y'all list out. I'm like, yo, damn, man, I might have to, you know what?
The same thing happened to me when I saw your guys' list. I was like, oh shit, I should have picked that guy too.
Yo, but you it's crazy because as big as the wrestling world is, it's small, man. It's small as fuck, man. And all them cats on your list is solid, man.
Yeah.
Solid. The league, Tiger Style, man, that's my number one on your list. That was my number one on your list.
Oh, dude, it's pretty much number one. Like, it wasn't in any order, but Lee Moriarty was the number one. Like that.
Yo, you did that. Solid, Bobby.
And if he wasn't already signed by NXT, it would have been Christian Casanova.
Yes. Yes.
Because that dude's a ready-made star. They don't even, like, I think they signed him the same time as Parker Boudreaux, but like Parker's going to need some time to learn like pro wrestling, right? Yeah. He's got the look, but like Christian Casanova, that dude's ready. Like, just throw him right in.
I think he should have never left. I think he should have stayed. Not to digress, Christian Casanova, man, because they gonna do him wrong, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
I know. But you know what? I like what they're doing with Swerve though. So
finally.
Yeah, finally.
Thank you. Finally. So there's the word right there. Finally. Finally, they're doing something right. But that's because the writing team consists of everything running through Triple H, and Triple H still has a great mind for the business. And I've always said that from day one. Quick couple thoughts on your list there, Rob, before I get into mine. I can't say a bad thing about it. And usually I have a bone to pick with my co-host because, I mean, they're either old or tea drinkers, but you're neither. So we really get along very, very well. But for the simple fact that your list was well thought out, and like you said, MLW does a great job of highlighting flippy shit. So why the fuck not bring some more flippy shits to the table? And now that brings me to my list, because my list is a mixed bag of power, a mixed bag of flippy shit, and a mixed bag of women. And the reason why there are women on this list, I'll get to it. But the fact of the matter remains is Jacob Fatu is one of the best wrestlers in the game right now. He's untouchable. So when I looked at my first two picks, actually my first three picks, I figured, who the fuck could take Jacob Fatu to the limit where he has to be a little bitch and get an interference from the flag? And two names came to mind. The first, Montreal native, Canadian boy, born and bred in the hounds of hell, in the silos of hell, in the fire of hell. That is Frankie, the Beast King. This motherfucker, at his age, I've seen him squat over 750 pounds. And that's literally with one arm, while he's holding his son in the other arm, while he's got his wife on his shoulder, and while he's drinking a smoothie. This motherfucker is a beast incarnate, and his name suits him well. He also comes out with a killer look, and he's one of the nicest guys in the world. He could talk to you with a smile on his face, and 2 seconds later, he's going really dark, and he wants to rip your fucking throat out.
And I've seen that guy work comedy spots. It's the funniest shit ever, because you don't expect him to crack a joke in the middle of a match.
But he does.
You know?
Yeah, he does. And he's one of the nicest human beings ever. Somebody I consider one of my very close friends, and he deserves his due. Now, number two for me, I mean, it was obvious. I just dropped the episode interview with him. He's a New York boy, so I know Bove is on tap with it.
You already.
You know, you gotta have a little boogie in your life. You gotta have a little slice boogie in your life. Because even though he's on NWA right now, he is not confirmed signed. He's killing it over there. That match, that last man standing match he had, literally last power, was fucking insane.
Him and Jack Stain, man, they tore that shit up, man. They tore that shit up. So you got that one with Boogie, man. You definitely got that one, Joe.
Absolutely. And Boogie is a guy who can not only talk on the mic, he's a big boy and he can do power moves when he needs to, but he can also impress you with his agility and his athleticism. And even though he's over 30, he still runs like he's under 20. So this man has a motor that doesn't quit. And I could see him and Jacob Fatu, also him and Myron Reed. And I also could see him being a guy that can go toe to toe with Hammerstone and maybe strip him of that open weight title 150%. Now, when it comes to MLW, the one thing that I always kind of pick on is the promos. And when you think about promos, you need somebody who can talk the talk, somebody who can walk the walk, somebody who can prophesize success. Jeremy Prophet. That's right. One of the best unsigned Canadian talents is our boy. You could catch him on Jofo in the Ring, Jeremy Prophet. He could spit fire unrelentless. Now, don't get me wrong. Your boy George Mackay could cut a promo, but I can't back shit up in the ring, but I can talk the talk. But Jeremy Prophet can talk it, walk it, live it, and teach it. And that's right before 9 a.m. before he has a coffee and steals your girl because it's fun to do. Jeremy Prophet is a beast, and he's somebody that deserves to be highlighted and spotted. And he's somebody who's trying to push more people to have eyes on Canada. We've been saying this for years that we need an NXT North because the North needs to be represented. UK got it, and that's great. But we also have some of the hardest hitting. Canadian strong style is no fucking joke, led by the King of Kings, your current X Division champion, Josh Alexander. So, I mean, when it comes to hard hitting talkers, walkers, Jeremy Prophet. And of course, I had to go with Rob on this because Speedball Mike Bailey, he deserves to be highlighted and showcased more. And not only could he do things for MLW, as in put a lot more eyes on it from the North that need to have more eyes on it, but he can also show and prove. And one dream match in my head right now, bear with me, gentlemen. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of love here. Speedball Mike Bailey versus Myron Reed versus Leo Rush versus Jensi for the middleweight fucking championship. Write it up. Court Bauer, I know you watch me. I told you, hire me as a booker. Pay attention. Let me teach you something. That match right there, that will win match of the year for 6 years in a fucking row. Fucking 10 years in a row.
Right. I want to see Speedball and Dominic Carini. I want to see Speedball fucking kick him in the face when he goes to shoot him.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Fuck that. Speedball versus Gino Medina. Speedball versus Richard Holiday. Fuck.
Jeremy versus Richard Holiday.
Oh my God. Yes.
Too much charisma in the ring. It would explode.
They should just, you know what, Richard Holiday needs to have some Canadian blood in Dynasty. I mean, if anybody's dynastic, Jeremy Prophet is. The only difference is that Jeremy Prophet will secretly steal the Caribbean title and steal Richard Holiday's earbuds and steal Alicia too for a steak dinner. Yeah, Richard, we know you got to think for it. You don't have to admit it, but we know, we watch, we know. All right, my number 5 is a woman, and it's a woman because it deserves to be. MLW is missing a women's division. They are the only company right now that doesn't have it. I know they talked about it before the pandemic started, but it still hasn't kicked off. I'm hoping in July we'll see something very different. But I firmly believe that Russian Dynamite, one of the strongest, sweetest, most amazing female talents. She's also a Soul Syndicate champion over at GSW. She is the number one. She can literally go out anytime she wants to get that GSW women's belt if she chooses to. But it's Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich. Let me hear something, because this girl is a beast. I have seen her turn one of the best, strongest Canadian women in Divya inside out. She dropped her on her head, and when she did this. She just smiled because she broke her in fucking half, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
You know, when people say they're built different, like everyone's like, "Oh, I'm built different." Masha Slamovich is built different, legit. Like she is something else, man.
We got the chance to see her at the GSW High Voltage tapings, and that, I had to honestly tell her, keep doing what you doing, shorty, because you something different. Something different. Great pick, man. Yo, George, you got that one, boy. You got that one.
And you stole that from me, motherfucker.
Oh, fuck off. Shut up. Stop talking. All right. And my honorable mentions is somebody who, left WWE, basically underappreciated and underutilized. His commentary skills are world-renowned, and he's putting the work. We would know him best as Aiden English, but we know him by his real name, which is Matthew Redwalt. I hope I'm saying it right. Again, I'm bad with names, but he could fit in great with Contra. I would love to see him and Simon Gotch unite, but more under a darker, angrier, rougher, got some shit to get off my chest kind of tag team, and they could be somebody that could really do well in knocking off Los Parks. So I think that would be fire. And another honorable mention is another woman, a former guest of mine, Ray Lynn. She is down to earth. She's humble, but I've seen matches with her at Warrior Wrestling. She also had a great showing at AEW Dark, but AEW Dark only picks who they want to pick. I'm not saying there's political shit there, but there is.
Oh, there's politics in all wrestling, man. It's like anything else.
But AEW tends to show it a little bit more. That's why with AEW, I'm hit and miss sometimes. If I'm in the mood for it, I'm in the mood for it. But at the end of the day, Raylan is somebody that I could see going far. And I think her versus Masha Slamovich for the inaugural MLW Women's Championship match would be a barn burner. But here's the kicker. They need to go for 30 minutes. You can't give me 20. You can't do me like you did Leo versus Reed 2. You got to give me 30 plus minutes. And Court Bauer, for fuck's sakes, make your show 90 minutes. Give me an extra 30. I think we deserve it as faithful fans. Okay.
Well, if you're gonna bring in a women's division, you're gonna need that extra half hour, man.
Absolutely.
Got to make it an Iron Man match for the inaugural MLW Women's title. It has to be an Iron Women's Man match. And I'm going Marsha. I'm going her, man.
And she could fit, man. She could fit anywhere. Like, I'd love to see her in MLW, but you could stick her any promotion, any big one. She right in there.
Absolutely. So, Uncle Bobby B, what do you think of my list? What's your thoughts?
Solid list, brother. Considering you stole half the picks from me, exceptionally solid list.
You know what, Rob? That's fine. You can say what you want to say. The fact is, I have the text messages here. Anybody wants to private message before this?
Oh, you got receipts.
I got receipts, okay? I cash in my receipts all the time. We're in a digital age. You got to have proof of purchase, my friend. And you did not purchase. You thought about it. You picked it up off the shelf, but then you put it back. And when you put it back, I snatched it. That's what people do. I'm the guy at the toy store that follows you around. And when you put down your Andre the Giant action figure, I pick it up. It's right fucking back there, okay?
That when I walk away from the slot machine, you put a quarter in and win the jackpot.
There's nothing wrong with that. I've done that a few times and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Bove, what are your thoughts on my list?
Yo, y'all stupid. Yo, great, dope ass list. I'm not gonna hold you. The women's, it's the overall pick. Out of everybody you did on your list, the women's, I got to agree that was the best picks on your list, the women's, because they desperately do need a women's division. And I do remember them talking about it a minute ago, man. You know what I'm saying? They kind of dropped the ball on that, man. So hopefully they'll pick the ball back up, but you got it, man. You got it.
And like, absolutely. Yo, Masha's I'm pretty sure she's done like shoot fighting, like MMA stuff.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
Masha as part of Team Filthy.
Yeah.
She could care. She could be your flagship, like, women's division superstar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I could see her only being in Team Filthy for a little bit before she gets, because Masha doesn't play dirty. She just likes to go in there and kick the shit out of people and leave.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
her
but
Team
it would
Filthy
be a good
is a
start
hard pill to swallow for me.
You know who I can see? You know, and this is, you know, these are my 2 picks, because since we talking about the women's division, yo, we got to throw Eva Least in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because
hold on, what about her attitude problems? Because she does have a lot of attitude problems.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing her there. I wouldn't mind seeing what is her name? Oh man, Vicious Vicky. Man.
Yes.
Vicky and then Lady Frost right there. That's your women's division right there.
Hold on, I could raise the bar on that for you. That's not the whole division, okay? Why don't we throw in somebody young, somebody that's got a lot of ability to go for literally 45 to an hour, because I've seen it on YouTube. Why don't we get a little bit of reality in Maddie Ronkowski, and then also we add a little Billy Starks, because Billy Starks could carry that division for many, many years. So there's a lot.
Billy's good, man. Billy's good. She's 16. Yeah. Like, you got to give her a little more time. She's not even done school yet, man.
She's not even done school, but I tell you what, go online, search up Billy Starks. Watch the
I've seen Billy Starks.
The match she had with Sienna tells me she's ready to go. Billy Starks is a girl that can balance school, balance her home life, balance working out, balance being the women's champion. And not only can she do that, but we also get Pizza Cat Jr. And I fucking love Pizza Cat Jr. So
she'll be the jungle boy of MLW.
She will.
So I like that. I definitely dig that. Jack Perry shit. I dig that.
Absolutely. And also, you know what? You can also throw in, if you wanted to, I know she's training, but Roddy Piper's daughter. She's a valet right now for her fiance. But Roddy Piper's daughter, I've seen some training videos she's posted. She has some ability. Her clothesline is reminiscent of her father.
She does. She does look good. She does look good when I've seen.
I thought, I could have seen, I could have seen this before Impact. I could have seen Rachel Elridge, you know what I'm saying? And MLW point. I could have seen her, like, her coming to Impact Wrestling was like, oh, I've never seen that coming. You know what I'm saying? But if they wanted to put her somewhere, they could have put her in MLW. You know what I'm saying? That'd have been dope, man. That'd have been dope. That'd have been fucking out of sight, man.
Well, you know what the great thing is about this, and obviously we're going to have to jump into the second interview for sure, because I think we're having too great of a conversation. But the fact is that with all these unsigned females that are in this business, in this game, that are changing the game and making people pay attention, Court Bauer would not be a smart businessman if he didn't try to pick up some of these girls, because not only could he do that, but also with this forbidden door being open, which, no offense, Bove knows, and I've stated it for a long time, MLW had the door open many, many years ago. They were utilizing people from New Japan way before anybody else was. They were utilizing, they brought back Brian Pillman a few times, even though he's still under contract with AEW. And in my opinion, Brian Pillman should just be loaned out back to MLW, because he'd have way more fucking TV time than he does as one half of the New American Blondes.
Oh man, it would be no Varsity Blondes, man. He should have been the open weight champion. I ain't gonna lie, he should have been that champion. Damn, that's crazy. Oh man, and he was the last.
Speaking of the open weight championship, let's talk about this for a second, because this is interesting. I've stated a few times that I think the open weight championship is kind of a little bit of a joke, because really it's your number one contenders championship, but yet the number one contender has not had a title shot in 2 fucking years. Now, we know the storyline, we know the reasons why, but what do you think about my idea that after Hammerstone finally gets his title shot at Fat 2, which is going to happen because he's going to win Battle Riot. We already know this. What if we were to make that championship match like a Money in the Bank style championship? So you can wear it, you can own it, you can cash it in and leave it vacant anytime you want to take on the MLW heavyweight champion. I don't think there's a need for 2 heavyweight championships, and even Hammerstone has said it. So what are your guys' thoughts on that idea of making it like a Money in the Bank style championship? Anytime you want a shot, you leave the belt vacant and you take your shot.
So kind of like, but is it, and it's defendable, right? Like, so if somebody else beats you while you have that, then they get that title. And so kind of like what New Japan does with the briefcase.
Very similar. Very similar.
It's better than an Opera Cup. I'm being honest. It's way better than an Opera Cup. So I'm going with it, man. And I'm being honest, I would see Davey Boy Smith Jr. or Low Key winning that ladder match for that belt, man. Or Low Key.
Yeah. And you got to put Bud Heavy in there, because we know he'll last at least 8 seconds.
Yeah.
And you know, with titles titles are like, if you got too many titles, it devalues the titles, right? It's like remember when WWE had like a dozen championships? It's like, well, everybody's fucking champion now, so it's like there's no prestige involved with it. The less championships
there's no prestige
you have, the
with
more
any
prestige
championship that's happened in the last 5 years. The cruiserweight champion is a joke. The 24/7 champion is just a running joke. I mean, R-Truth, I think, is what, 97 time champion or some stupid shit like that. Like,
yo, but props to R-Truth for like staying relevant, man, and like guy's still going. You can put him anywhere, he'll work. Like,
yeah. I think R-Truth is just happy to be there.
Man, I got a question. Since we talking MLW and stuff like that, what do y'all think on this so-called relationship was supposed to be with NXT or MLW? We don't know if it's true or not, but what do you think on your thoughts if it was to happen and who would win? You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me?
Well, I thought it was official. Right. I tweeted a picture of Triple H's burner account. That's not legitimate. Is that not legitimate? Oh, sorry. Whoops.
It's burner. It says burner. I don't trust anything.
Says burner account.
Well, that's why I posted it, because it said burner, but everybody's like, it's not official. I'm like, I know that, fuckers. That's why I posted with Triple H burner. It was meant to be a joke, but then I had to keep clarifying, and I was like, it's not funny anymore. Now you're just making me work too hard, and I don't want to work this hard. I don't want to work this hard. But if it, honestly and truly, if it does come into fruition, and we'll get everybody's thoughts quickly before we jump on the second interview, and then I'll edit it all together. But in my opinion, I think it would be a great working relationship because Triple H has a great mind for the business, as does Court Bauer. But here's the thing. If you're going to bring in this kind of invasion angle, which we've seen work before and it's never worked correctly, if you're going to bring in an invasion angle, you have to bring it in with to mean something. So you have to create a tournament where so maybe ask a couple of the NXT boys to come into the Opera Cup tournament. Or maybe when Hammerstone finally relinquishes the Openweight Championship, you have the Openweight tournament again. And then that's a way to bring it in. Now, at that point, it would be behind the scenes who would emerge, but I obviously feel like it would end up with an NXT representative, and one person that stands to mind for me that I really think deserves a place to shine from NXT that I don't think has had a fair shake, and I think they should bring him back down because his promo skills still need work. I believe that Damian Priest should be brought back down to NXT and be swung over to MLW to compete in the tournament, because I think Damian Priest is a guy that could go one-on-one with, and to put this in my head, and I think this is a great match, Calvin Tankman. I think that should be your finals for this match, and it would pretty much end in a no decision, and then we could get Priest versus Tankman 2, which would just be upping the ante. You got to do a last man standing at that point. But at the end of the day, MLW roster member would still win, and I think Calvin Tankman would be the guy to usher in this new era of coexistence if it were to happen.
Okay. I like that. So how about screw NXT? How about we have the 205 division come over to MLW? You feel me? That'd be dope.
Give me sauce. Give me fucking Alex Zayne and sauce all fucking day.
Oh yeah, this match, first match yesterday.
Give me, you know what I'm saying? Yo, bring Escobar over there with his team. Like, give me the 205 division. You know what I'm saying? Give me the Stallion kid.
Oh my God, you bring over Escobar and you put him with Gino Medina. Holy fucking shit!
You feel me?
Yes, I do. That just blew my fucking. I'm exhausted. I just had a heart attack a little bit. I think the fact I just had my vaccine today. I think I'm getting a little bit tingly here. But seriously, you bring over Escobar and then you slide Gino Medina in there, and all of a sudden we've got like a Spanish Four Horsemen. Holy fuck!
Yeah, listen, I can see that happening, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you. If you have NXT come over there, yes, there's some people that be on 205 that be on NXT that be on 205. But if you just have NXT coming over there, I'm gonna be honest with you, they're gonna crush MLW. They're gonna crush MLW. But if you just
it's usually how it works, right? Yeah. You got two promotions that are gonna work together. One's usually bigger than the other. So the benefit for the bigger promotion is it strengthens their brand because they're going to go over the smaller promotion, but the smaller promotions guys are going to get more exposure, kind of like what's happening with Impact and AEW.
Now, the 205 division, if you have them come over, they both win. They both they get the less TV time, the 205 division.
Exactly.
So, yo, shake this shit up, man. That ass, man. That's how you do it.
It's 100%. That's brilliant.
That's how you do it, man.
I like it. All right. Well, let's break right now real quick, guys. You're going to see the ad for, the fantastic promo that I cut for Squared Circle because there is no off season here. We never fucking heard of it. And then we're going to come back for part 2. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back after this. Peace.
You ever been underestimated? I have. You ever been ghosted? I have. You ever look and wonder how come it's not working? I have. Doubt, anxiety, stress. It's a motherfucker. But then you sit down and you have a conversation, life-changing. The fire reignites. It starts all over again. The fuel, the hunger, the passion, the drive. I got it all. Me? I'll sleep when I'm dead. This is everything. This is what I want. No more waiting, no more asking, no more hoping. Kick the door in. Make them see you. Make them recognize. So when it comes to me, I'm going to show you, whether you want to see it or not. So go ahead. Underestimate me. Doubt me. Hate me. I'm never gonna stop. Here, there is no off season. I never heard of it. And when it comes down to me, when all the smoke clears and I'm standing at the top, looking down at what I built, that's when I stop. Soak it in for a minute, but then realize there's 50,000 more right behind me. Go ahead. Underestimate me. I live for that shit.
Well, we're back. And you just saw the no off-season ad, and it is no off-season here because we still talking MLW, the open draft. We're getting into debates about the women's division, about the possibilities of NXT coming over. Now, here's a question I want to pose to both of you, and I'll give you each 2 minutes. There have already been working relationships with New Japan. We've seen Rocky Romero on multiple appearances this year alone, where he's had some great matches. What are the possibilities that we could get guys of the caliber? I mean, not Tama. Tama's pretty much untouchable right now, and I understand that. But what if we were to get a match of, say, a Switchblade versus a Tom Lawler, or a Chase Owens versus a Kevin Koo? Not Dominic Garrini. I like Garrini, but Koo's a little bit better in the ring. Let's be honest. What if we were to get a possible Bullet Club crossover? Because you know what? There's been a lot of Bullet Club conversations between Impact and AEW. Why not have current Bullet Club members come over, but come over on a smaller brand like MLW to highlight what Bullet Club's about? I mean, I would love to see, I'm a big Chase Owens guy. We know this. I love the ground control. Yeah. I also love Switchblade as well. Jay White is fire. And that guy, I mean, fuck that.
One of the best promos in the business right now. Underrated.
Oh, absolutely. Think about what he can do with Gringo Loco or Zenshi. Like, that's just woo. But Bove, I'm going to give it to you first. What are your thoughts on seeing more New Japan members come over to the MLW side of things?
I'll be honest with you, man. If you could bring Kenta over to AEW, man, open up that fucking door, man. You know what I'm saying? If you would get Kenta over, yo, why not bring Chase Owens over there? Or why not bring Switchblade over there? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bring Jeff Cobb over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I see a lot of dudes over there at MLW, man. Like, so that's, anything is possible, man. Anything is possible. If you looking at it for the long term and the best for your business and your promotion, man, why not make it happen?
Rob, what are your thoughts?
Man, I'm happy to see New Japan guys anywhere. I love New Japan. It's harder to watch because it's on at 4 a.m. for us and stuff. But man, the actual wrestling is some of the best. It's a different style, right? Japanese style, a little different. But most of those guys can work pretty much any style. And it's so much fun to watch, dude. There would be so many interesting matches you could have. And like you said, Bullet Club still got a lot of guys. You bring over some of the Bullet Club guys. Think about Bullet Club and Contra maybe having a little bit of a beef.
Yes.
Well, we know Contra. We know Contra now. Well, I'll be honest with you, man.
Could you imagine Tama cutting a promo on Joseph Samael, but then Joseph Samael firing back? Could you imagine what that would fucking look like?
Samael gonna win. He bad. That boy bad on him.
Listen, imagine
Joseph Samael makes me want to shave my head completely, dye everything black and white, and smoke cigars and just look fucking angry all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Yo, Jeff Cobb and fucking Jacob Fatu. Like, imagine.
Ooh. Come on, man. That's Mil Mortez and Jeff Cobb. We all know Jeff Cobb was the Master Matans brother in Lucha Underground.
That's true. That's true.
Yo, come on, man. You got Dario back, man. Make that shit happen, man.
You know what? Let's talk about that for a second. Thank you, Bove, as always. See, Brother Bove always segueing, and I love this motherfucker for it. He's a segue king. I love it. So I connected the dots right away to Lucha Underground and Aztec Underground being very similar. But for some reason in my head, I had Vampiro. I just had Vampiro in my head. I didn't want to think about anybody else from Lucha Underground. I don't know why, but I just had Vampiro in my head. And maybe that's because I've watched that documentary so many times, and it's one of the best things that came out of this year. The story of redemption, the father-daughter tale. I'm a girl dad. I'm all about that shit. But I never connected it to fucking Dario. And when it happened, I was like,
it's crazy because Dario died in Lucha Underground. Then his grandfather came over, but we also knew that was still Dario. So yeah, it's ill, man. I could never with Vampiro. I know he's going through mental health issues, so I knew he couldn't really, you know what I'm saying, really be the person. Feel me? And nothing against Selena. She's good at her job, but she ain't no Dario.
No. And the great thing about Selena De La Renta, don't get me wrong, she's easy on the eyes. She can go straight Latina, and then also just give me those like tight dresses and stuff. I don't mind any of that. I don't mind it at all. I enjoy it. But let's be honest, Selena De La Renta is only good at maneuvering so far. So you need somebody like a Dario to come over top. But what's exciting now is that we know somewhere down the line, Dario and Samael are going to have words. And when that promo happens, anyone who still has problems on the mic, shut up, listen, take notes, and pay attention. Because when those two fire back and forth, don't get me wrong, watching Samael go at Hammerstone was enjoyable. But who won that battle? Samael did.
Real shit.
There was no way that Alex Hammerstone was going to sit there with his Justin Bieber, to the side, fangs in the front. There was no way he was going to beat somebody like Joseph Samael, who literally half the time doesn't have to say anything. He could have just walked out, lit the stogie, blew it in front of the camera, and said, "Hail Contra," and you would have been like, "I love everything about Contra."
He's got the eyes, man. Samael has the crazy eyes.
He does.
So do you see Fatu beating Hammerstone when it finally happens? Then do you actually see, since you see Samael and Dario clashing, do you see Fatu and Mil Mortez clashing out? You feel me? For the, let's say, what if they bring the Azteca Underground Championship back? Do you see that happening? You feel me? Them two, Fatu and Mil Mortez, going at it for the beef, for MLW.
You know what? Fuck, Jesus Christ. You're making me work today. And I love it. I do. I love it. I love it. All right. So here's, I'm going to just take 2 quick minutes and I'm going to let Rob get in on the action here. But this is the way I see it playing out. So Hammerstone beats Fatu because it's a 2.5 year storyline. It has to end with Hammerstone winning, or it just doesn't make sense. You spend 2 years of keeping him down. It has to make sense. So this is where I see the connection. Dario goes over to Samael and says, if we unite, we can take down Hammerstone. Then we get Mil Mortis and we get Fatu in a triple threat with Hammerstone. They both go for the pin. There's no clear winner. There is a clear loser. Hammerstone is out. Maybe we do a kayfabe injury. Then all of a sudden, it's, well, who is the MLW heavyweight champion? Is it Mil Mortis or is it Jacob Fatu? And the only way to decide that is to have the two mouthpieces start doing the talking. You do a really slow build. Give me 5-6 weeks of solid back and forth, Contra hacking Aztec Underground, Dario making calls on his fucking red phone, which I love. And at the end of it, you just have the talking be over and you have Mil Mortis go at Jacob Fatu in an all-out fucking war. Or even yet, forget Mil Mortis for a second. What if we had one of the Young Bucks, one of the guys from fucking the Los Parks? What if we had Hijo de la Park or somebody like that, somebody that's got the go, that can go toe to toe? Or what about that wonderful fucking bodyguard, the insurance policy? That dude looked like he was ring fucking ready. So what about we bring that motherfucker in the mix?
Right. Okay, Booker. Okay, Booker, man.
Court Bauer, I'm waiting for the call.
Oh, man.
So, Rob, what do you think? What's
who
your
talking about? Who was talking about bringing back Aztec Underground Championship?
Bove,
Yeah.
Bove, fucking
Okay,
the mad
so
genius
what if-
over here. The Harlem mad genius.
I like that idea.
It's
So
the
what
weed.
if- Yeah, I know. I've been smoking dabs this whole time. Yo, how about you have Hammerstone beat Fatu clean, and they unify those championships, so you get rid of the open weight, and now you've got the heavyweight, and you bring Aztec Underground Championship in, and now you can branch off with all those Aztec Underground stories. So it's different from your perspective, George, but I like yours better because it had more. Mine's just a really simple, you do this. Yours is like a build. So I'm not the booker, man. Court, I'm good for podcasting, but George is the booker, man.
Yo, we're gonna put you on the creative team, man. We're gonna put Bobby, we're gonna put you on the creative team. You good?
Yeah.
Man.
That's okay. Yeah, you could just be my assistant, get me coffee while Bove and I discuss stream matches.
As long as it's not me, yeah. I'll probably be getting coffee for Richard Holiday.
Okay, speaking of that, so again, great segue, gentlemen. Richard Holiday, with all this talk of open drafts, with all this talk of everything, with all this talk of Gino, because Gino Medina is not done. I never left Dynasty. I fucking quit, bitch. And he drops Holiday on his head. So now Holiday is out with, concussion issues, head injuries. If the Caribbean Championship, let's say, has to be vacated because of what's going on with Holiday. Now, obviously, that makes Gino Medina the logical #1 contender. But who do you put in a match with Gino to say become the new Caribbean champion? There's only two people that I could think of. One has yet to secure a win this year at MLW. He's the aerial artist, Zenchi. But then the other person that I could put in the thing, and I think it makes logical sense, the other person I would put in because I feel like he's been really underutilized and he needs to get gold because now Myron's got gold and he's kind of got nothing. You got to put Jordan Oliver in the mix.
Yeah.
So what would you think about Oliver versus Medina or Zenchi versus Medina or maybe a triple threat if that Caribbean Championship becomes vacated?
Gino has to win. Gino has to win. I want to digress real quick with the whole dynasty shit. It's over for the dynasty. It was over with MJ. It was over, you know what I'm saying? But I see Gino because that guy he's a workhorse. You know what I'm saying? He's holding it down in Texas and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see him being mentored by Savio. Let's not forget Savio Vega might come back into play because he really never lost that. You know what I'm saying?
But didn't he get buried alive by Mel Mortis in that Aztec jungle fight?
Buried alive. What does that mean in wrestling?
Yeah.
Well, listen, let's agree on this. Bove, I know you agree with me on this. The Aztec jungle fight was way better than the Barclay Brawl. That was in the back fucking of the arena in the dumpster. That was the garbage chute of the fucking arena. Come on, Court. You couldn't give me a little bit more than that? The best part about that match was the cameraman saying, "We got to get the fuck out of here." That was the best part of that fucking match, man. Oh my God.
I agree. But it was dope. It was dope, man. I like the whole feel of the jungle shit, man. They could do more shit like that. That's dope.
And what about Conan? That's a storyline we never really got a clear resolution to. Did Selena have Mel Mortis kill Conan? Or is Conan still possibly going to reappear as well, also having a connection to Aztec Underground?
Well, he said a year ago that Selena was pissing off the wrong people. I remember that conversation. You know what I'm saying? So it's a possibility, and hopefully Bobby, you agree with me, he could play a major part. You know what I'm saying? In Aztec Underground, Who knows, man? Who knows? Feel me?
Do you think that there's a possible invasion angle from Aztec Underground because he is building a new temple? What if we see Lucha Underground all of a sudden reappear? That warehouse is still standing. It never really disappeared.
Now you making me work.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. All of that shit is not gonna really make sense until this pandemic shit really died down. I love the footage, and I love all the footage that they've been catching since since the pandemic. But it's not gonna really make sense until this shit ends, man. We don't really know. We don't really fucking know, man.
Oh, I'm fucking so sick of this pandemic shit. Like, I just want to go watch some fucking wrestling again. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Bove, at least you've been able to go to shows. At least
y'all are open up again.
Yeah, you get to go where we can. All we can, speaking of something else here before we get into the pandemic stuff, What about a possible, because I've heard rumors, I don't know if it's true. Now, don't get me wrong, don't quote me on this, but what about a possible uniting between or a partnership between NWA and MLW?
Oh, it'd be dope.
Yeah, hell yeah, Bobby, you said it. You took the word out of my mouth. Fuck it. Fuck it. I can see all this in MLW. I can see any one of them in MLW. Let's see the Pope. You know what I'm saying? Let's see.
Oh my God. Give me Pope versus Reed. Shut up and take my fucking money.
They both don't have huge rosters, right? So like it would make sense. NWA has women. So if MLW wants to start a women's division, they don't have a deep roster. They can, pull from NWA and give NWA people more exposure. Win-win for both guys.
Have Thunder Rosa come over. Have over that, yo, you could make that shit happen, man. That's money. That's
my God. Thunder Rosa comes back. Thunder Rosa comes in, and there's another connection from Aztec Under. Fuck, Court Bauer, what the hell? Just hired three of us. We've just done it all for you.
Billy, I listened to Smashing Pumpkins. I was an angsty teenager. I had Melancholy of the Infinite Sadness motherfucking CD. Like, guys, make this happen, please.
You know what? In asking the question, I didn't even think about, and I loved Thunder Rosa in.
I thought you could say I love Smashing Pumpkins.
Listen, don't get me wrong, okay? Fucking don't get me wrong. A Rat in a Cage. I don't even know the name of the song, but I know my rage. I love that.
Hold it with
song.
Butterfly Wings.
There you go. Thank you. Great song. Okay, great song. Again, a title that makes no sense to the lyrics because it's just like chocolate starfish and hot dog flavored water from the biscuit. Made no fucking sense, but we remember My Generation. The album title made no sense, but fuck you, Rob. Everybody sang My Generation. I know for a fact. Bove had the fucking Roland remix on his playlist with Method Man and Exhibit. Give me a fucking break. That shit was fire. Okay.
Fire.
And don't forget Fred Durst versus Fred Durst, Method Man, Shut the Fuck Up. That could be my theme song. Shut the fuck up. That's it. Straight up. Shut the fuck up.
All right. No judgment.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
But you know what? In having the partnership with NWA, I think that makes the most sense. If we're talking about all these inner workings and we're talking about possibly building up rosters and building up a women's division, that's a great place to start. And if you want to have an inaugural champion, Serena Deeb right now is on the shelf. We're looking for a number one contender. Obviously, Camille Brickhouse, she is a logical choice. She is the 10th wonder of the world. She is the next China, the second coming. There is no debate about that. But when I look at Camille Brickhouse, she still has work to do. So why not put her in a tournament and add some of these independent women that we've talked about? That builds her up. You get a squash match here and there. Then she has tougher opponents like Ray Lynn, Billy Starks. Then you work her up to the Masha Slam. Imagine Camille Brickhouse and Masha Slamovich. Brickhouse versus Dynamite. Holy fucking shit.
That has to be an I Quit match. That's gonna have to be an I Quit match if they go at it. I ain't gonna hold you because they're not gonna quit. Camille Brickhouse, they're not gonna quit. Man. So it has to be a stipulation added to that match.
Yeah, and somebody has to have blood all over their face and just pass out but not quit. And then you just get iconic. I can see Masha Slamovich, red hair bleeding.
Yo, we ain't touched bases on tag teams though. You feel me? Because MLW,
yes, I do. And you know what? Stop doing my job for me. You're segueing too much. Stop it. All right. So tag teams. All right. We're going to discuss tag teams now. So we've talked about Lucha Underground. They had some great tag teams. We also talked about NWA and they have some great tag teams. But what if, because there's a lot of vets in NWA. There's a lot of free talent and a lot of great talent that comes with Lucha Underground. I mean, you can get Chavo Guerrero. You can also, we forgot to throw somebody else in the mix who's a great female talent. She's part of the GSW roster, Saul Guerrero. We forgot about Saul Guerrero. And the connection is there with everything from Lucha Underground and with everything that comes with it. Plus, if we bring in her husband, there's also the connection there. So there's a lot of things that tie in right away. But what if MLW broke down barriers for the first time? I like tag teams, and MLW's got a great tag team roster, but you're right, it's very thin. So we bring over the NWA with tag teams. We get some of that Mexican flavor in. Los Parks, there's a connection there. There's a lot of great. Also, AAA, there's working relationships with AAA. We could bring over some of their talent. But what if, I've never seen this before, but what if we had a first time ever intergender tag team? I've never seen it before.
Is it?
Yes. It could work. It could legit. Think about it. Camille Brickhouse and her husband, that's one. Saul Guerrero and her husband, that's two.
Wasn't Eric Young? Wasn't Eric Young and ODB like Knockouts tag team champions?
They were. They were.
Okay, all right.
Impact was the first team to but it wasn't an intergender tag team championship.
Okay.
So that's why it was a little different. I'm talking about making the first ever intergender tag team division in a major promotion. Indie promotions have done it, but I'm talking major.
Well, those promoters don't like doing intergender matches. I know that for a fact.
I get that, but this is different. Okay, fine. Scratch intergender then. What about a mixed tag team championship? You have the girls face the girl. Think about it. Saul Guerrero and Camille Brickhouse versus
it's a mandatory
English
tag.
and Thomas Latimer. Come on.
That's fire.
That I like. That's viable.
Do like that. I do like that. I didn't want to hold you. That's crazy.
Remember when WWE did that mixed tag challenge? That shit was fun.
It was fun. And we all thought that Braun Strowman broke, Alexa Bliss because it's logical that he would. But he didn't. But it's logical.
Yeah. Like if they didn't take it too seriously, it was meant to be fun. That's what I liked about it.
And it was meant to be for charity. But I'm talking about bringing the seriousness and that realism to it. Husband and wife.
But I'm saying I like it because that whole thing worked. Like, those matches were enjoyable to watch. So yeah, it could work. Fuck yeah.
Doesn't that mean everybody has to have a manager and a valet? If we're gonna have an intergender tag team, though, everybody has to have a manager and a valet. You know what I'm saying?
Good. I missed that. I missed
Aria Blake and Selena De La Renta were the two best they were the only two valets really that MLW had, but they were two of the best. Also really good wrestlers, just never given a fair opportunity. But if you think about it, Aria Blake is still kind of, even though she's a free agent, she still sprinkles appearances here and there. Yeah. And also her and TJP are expecting. So once she's done with the baby, once the baby is there and healthy and everything's good. And again, congratulations to TJP and Aria Blake. Can't wait for you guys to become parents. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. But think about it. TJP and Aria Blake, there's another member of this mixed tag team. I mean, it works on so many levels.
That's fire. That's definitely dope. Yo, what if they would have brought, you spoke about Damian Priest. All right, what if they would have brought Damian Priest over and then Selena Vega, you feel me? Before this whole retirement shit, this whole return to WWE, what if they would have Selena Vega over to MLW and manage, Priest? That would have been dope right there. You know what I'm saying?
It worked. Or even better yet, Selena Vega and her husband, Aleister Black, who's doing fuck all but reading a children's book on camera looking stupid.
Well, we know he's not going to work at MLW. Not to be funny with you, Aleister Black is too big of a star, you know what I'm saying, to be in MLW. No, I'm be honest with you, man.
Yeah, you know who I thought about? Sorry to cut you off, Bove. Keep going.
Hi, man.
I was gonna say, you know who I even thought about throwing on the list, but I was like, I don't think he'd go there. Was Samoa Joe? I'm like, if he goes anywhere, he's gonna go back to Impact.
Oh my God!
But
are you kidding me? No,
I was like, Samoa Joe and MLW would go.
Nah, hell yeah.
I just didn't think he would go because he's got that pre-existing relationship with Impact, right? Like he's got all that history. If he goes anywhere, for he'd go back there. Plus, there's the AEW connection. So it's,
you know what, man, I don't want him to go to AEW because it's already oversaturated as fuck. It really is. You got to create a force show just to highlight your talent. Like, don't get me wrong, Danny Limelight, he's a great talent, great fucking talent. And I think he's being underutilized on Dark and Evolution. I'm sorry, I do. And they're creating all these shows because they don't have any ideas. Rob, Bill Collier, he's a Greektown legend, Greektown OG. He's been underutilized. John Skyler, who is one of the best technical wrestlers out there. And I didn't put him on my list. And John, I'm sorry I fucked up. Please don't hate me. I love you. But John Skyler went on 3 times and had 3 squash matches. And that's what I don't like, because even though Dark and Evolution is highlighting people, Danny Limelight, sure, he's getting his spots, but has he won?
No. He go against everybody that's going to fight on Dynamite. You feel me?
He had an 8-minute match with John Moxley, and what happened? Moxley just beat the fuck out of him, and that's not Danny Limelight, man. No, it's not.
Nah, but see, if you don't watch New Japan Strong, you know what I'm saying, or anywhere else, you wouldn't know that my man's still getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Phil, you wouldn't know that shit. You would have think he's just getting squashed, man. Like I said, I believed in that man a long time ago, Danny Limelight, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And just to see him do this, it's not good enough for me, but hey, it's a start. You know what I'm saying? It's a start, man.
Well, he's not doing too bad. I mean, the AEW money is good money. Whether you're losing or winning, you're still getting paid.
I don't mind it so much when they're young, because it's like they're getting their name out there, they're getting their experience, and like every wrestler's journey is different. Some guys like Jordan Oliver, like he's what, 21, 22? Kid's already pretty known. Some people don't really hit it till they're in their 30s. So it's like when they're young, it's like okay, but when they're in their 30s, I'm like, man, I hate seeing you get squashed or like not getting enough time. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I think there's a lot of guys that they could do more with. Like I hate seeing Brian Pillman getting beat all the time.
No, I can't stand that. I can't stand that shit. I can't.
6-hour bus ride to go to a show to meet that motherfucker. Like,
where the fuck is Cotto Brazil? Does anybody know where the fuck is Cotto Brazil at?
Yes, I do. I do know exactly where he is. He is the same place Aleister Black is, the same place that everyone else is. They're in purgatory.
Yo, I'm gonna head out, George.
They're in purgatory.
I remember the first time I saw AJ Styles. The first time I ever saw him was in WWE, and I forget who he was wrestling, but he got squashed. But I remember he did a shooting star press and he missed it and just fucking took the face bomb. And I went, oh, that must have fucking. But I just remember, like, even for like a jobber, this guy looked pretty good. And then he went off to, you know, ROH, TNA, whatever, made his fucking name, and then came back to WWE. So it's like everyone's different. Some people just WWE ain't for them. Kenny Omega was there for a little bit. It wasn't for him. He went elsewhere, did his thing. So I respect the people that follow their own path. Some people's dream is to be in WWE. And some people are like, fuck it, I want to stay at Impact, or I want to stay here, I want to stay there. So, like, everyone's different.
I agree. I totally agree. What if we see Daniel Bryan come to MLW? That'd be crazy, right?
That would be crazy. But speaking on Daniel Bryan, I mean, where does everybody? I mean, he's already stated he wants to go back on the Indies. He wants to have a little bit of fun again. He wants to just be free reign. But does it mean that he won't make appearances here and there? He'll do something like what Matt Cordero did. Matt Cordero was in AEW for just a little short run, and then he went to Impact on a more full-time basis. But knowing that the relationships with Impact and AEW, that there are no real restrictions, you can work on the Indies if you want to. Also, same thing with NWA. You can work on the Indies if you choose to. It's totally up to you. There's no restrictions there because they understand. Listen, you've got fans that can't afford what we bring to the table, so they want to pay $20 and see you at an intimate event. Why not? But for me, Daniel Bryan, I think Daniel Bryan's last bit of fuel in his tank, if you will, I think it goes back to just repping the Indies. Maybe we see sprinkles of him here and there, but we're never going to see him anywhere on a full-time basis. And that's okay, because Daniel Bryan now is at the status of his career where he's like the Undertaker. Give me a little bit and then take it away. Give me a little bit, take it away.
I can see him in New Japan. I can see Daniel Bryan in New Japan, man.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I could see him in an All Japan in Noah. I could see him there. I ain't gonna lie. I would love to see Daniel Bryan.
Oh, Noah?
Yeah. Pro Wrestling Noah. I can see Daniel Bryan out there going getting it on with the Muda. You feel me? I can see shit like that, man.
Yo, one thing we haven't talked about. What about like ROH?
Yo,
there's a lot of good wrestlers at ROH.
Yeah. Yeah, I love their top prospect tournament every year. I love their top prospect tournament.
Yo,
Shane Taylor versus Jacob Fatu. Whoo.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yo, we could see shit. I wouldn't mind seeing Shane Taylor versus Calvin Tankman.
Oh.
Yeah, come on, man. That would be dope. An MLW ROH relationship. You know what I'm saying? That'd be dope.
DJ Black and fucking Zenshi.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
They got Danhausen too. He does comedy shit. He'd be good for like their, you know, cinematic, different presentation styles. They could do. There's so much opportunity, man. And sometimes I feel like there's stuff we don't know. Like maybe people behind the scenes like fucking hate each other, and that's why these kind of things never happen. But it's like shit. There's so much potential as a fan. It's mouth-watering.
Well, what about Michael Bennett and Maria Kanellis? Like that's a great team to bring in the fold as well. Maria Kanellis is a fantastic. She's great on the mic. Michael Bennett as well. Great star, great on the mic. I love both of them, and I've had the chance to interview both of them, and that's a spoiler alert. Michael Bennett's coming down the ride. Keep your eyes out on that one. It's coming soon. But you know what I mean? Like that's another great tip of the iceberg. So you're right, Rob. We fucked up. We didn't talk about ROH. So I'm gonna leave now because you guys seem to have it well in hand, and I feel bad that I didn't mention ROH because that's one of my favorite promotions. I fucked up. Now Shane Taylor's gonna watch this.
You fucked up.
I fucked up. All right, Bove, you're now the new host to MLW Rewind. I'm going to pass. Peace out.
Well, I'm lost. I've never been speechless before.
You know what, though? ROH, it would be a great addition. And again, there's also connections in ROH that lead us back to Lucha Underground, that lead us back to everywhere else. All this yellow brick road that we've been following. All I could say is this conversation's gone over an hour. I'm exhausted, but I still want more because fuck, My head hurts from the ideas are great, and it shows the potential.
Even for next time, and we leave them wanting more.
That's right. There definitely has to be a part 2 or a part 3 of this, whatever you want to call it. There has to be more. But final thoughts on this with the open draft looming and all the great names that we've thrown out. Who do you really think? And we got about a few minutes left before we wrap it up. But who do you really think is going to be the number 1 draft pick? We've thrown out some great lists.
Yeah.
I'm putting everybody in a spot right now, myself included. Who is the number 1 draft pick, the number 1 free agent that's out there that nobody has touched yet? Who's number 1? Both.
Yo, I'm gonna stick with my boy, Blaze Haram. Blaze Haram, our Dirty Heel hardcore champion. Feel me? I could be wrong, but right, I'm sticking with my boy, man.
Bobby B. Who's number 1?
I'm going with Lee Moriarty, man. He's one of the hottest unsigned talents on the scene, man. That's my pick.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna go with somebody who, like you said, visa issues are cleared up. Speedball Mike Bailey. We need to see Speedball in MLW on so many levels. And lest we all not forget too, that don't forget Leo Rush is not signed to MLW. He never was. So that could be a potential of actually getting the man of the hour signed. But the problem is with Leo Rush is that Myron Reed's already dusted him. The hype is over. I love Leo Rush, but the fact that Myron Reed kicked out of 2 final hours and hit the clap splash.
What if
over.
that mutual respect leads to the
Yeah. Well, you know what, gentlemen, this conversation has been electric. It's been everything I knew it was going to be. Bove, before we jump off, please shout out your socials for the world so everyone can find you and your boy Kenneth, the other half of the Dirty Heels. Where can they find you? Where can they follow you? When do episodes drop? Give them everything.
Yo, you already know this is the DOE, Good Brother Bove, one half of the Dirty Heels podcast. Shout out to my co-host, the other good brother, Porphy Weekston. You can find us on YouTube. We on Spotify. We on Apple Music. We on Pro Wrestling Tees. We on Twitter. Just hashtag Dirty Heels, man. You're going to find us sooner or later, man. Appreciate you, George. Bobby B, it's a pleasure. And hopefully we can do it again, man. You already know.
Absolutely. And my socials are always at the end of the show, but I'm a glutton for self-promotion, so I'll just do it anyways. @_Straight Talk on Twitter, Straight Talk Wrestling on YouTube, the only place that you can find MLW Rewind every Sunday. And we're going to keep these coming as long as we can. We may take a little break, just wait until July, but we're going to keep them coming. If we got something to say, we definitely will. And Straight Talk Wrestling on Instagram and on Facebook. And I'm on Pro Wrestling Tees too. Straight Talk, we spit a truth 100% all the time. And we always humble. Bobby B.
You can catch me on Instagram. I'm at the real Uncle Bobby B. No, it's this side here. That's me. And or you can find us at Stogie Mania, where we talk cigars and wrestling. We're starting back up again soon because we've been on hiatus due to bullshit pandemic.
Absolutely.
No, the pandemic isn't bullshit. It's bullshit that it's occurring is what's happening.
Yeah. We understand that, Rob. We didn't need to say.
Okay, good. I don't want people to think I'm like some
great choice of words.
We had so much great fire, and now the wind is taken out of our sails. He fucked it all up.
My forte.
Bove, he ruined it. Bove. All right, guys. As always, I'm your host, your boy George Mackay. Peace, love, and wrestling to my podcast life partner, Uncle Bobby B, and my brother from another mother, my Harlem fam. And when this fucking pandemic is over, I'm on my way to Harlem because I got to do Dirty Heel. I have to. I'm the honorary third Dirty Heel. I got to do it. I told Kenneth from day one, I got to do it. All right.
All right, boys.
Peace, love, everyone. Peace, love, and wrestling. We'll talk to you soon.
Know it.